Hi guys. Hello, hello. All right, so Leos, let's go ahead and jump on into this. Leos, I had a request that I get a Leo one out tonight. So here we go. Leo, we start out with possibly divine masculine with a broken heart. Let's see how this storyline takes shape. Um, Three of Swords, there isn't a softer way for me to say it. We have someone who's experiencing a sensation of loss. Wow. They feel like they've lost their Leo, from what I can tell. They think that Leo either doesn't want them anymore, there's no way back. It's weird because they're coming across as an emperor who feels very hard done by. We have Aries and we have Libra there. And I'm wondering, okay, why is it that they think there's no way back? That's the first most important thing. Why do they think that there's no way back? The Fool and then the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So they are convinced that Leo has gone in a different direction and does not love them. Why do they believe Leo does not love them? Let's change decks right now. And you know what? This one's staring at me, so let's go with this deck. I wanted to grab it, then I almost changed minds and said, no, go to what I went for first. Why do they believe Leo does not love them anymore? Ten of Swords, because Leo said, all done. No more of this. Okay, but why did Leo say that? We have got the Woman of Cups sideways. This isn't Leo, and this isn't them. So there was a question mark of whether or not there was someone else. A karmic, perhaps. Leo had a strong suspicion that there was someone else, perhaps, is what that says to me. Or there was the doubt that they cared about Leo. Leo didn't believe that they cared. I could say that. Girl of Discs, which would be the Page of Pentacles in any other deck. Look, they did get pulled into the past somehow. Somehow. Okay, so hold on. I don't think this person gets to feel hard done by. We'll explore that a little bit more, because if Leo said, oh, we're done, this is over, and they're admitting Leo said that it's over. That's how I know Leo doesn't want me, doesn't love me anymore, and I am devastated by this. And I said, but why does Leo say it's Ten of Swords time? They say, because there was a question mark about a Queen of Cups. Because, indeed, I was giving to some memory. There was somebody with the elephant's head or the elephant's trunk here, and that's a giving, that's an offer. They still had either concern for another person, or maybe they had a child with somebody else, and they, it's understandable that anyone would still be, tending to their child, of course, from a previous connection. You always have that responsibility. But I don't, because the Queen of Cups is there sideways, to me, it looks more like they're saying the Leo said it's over with me because they were concerned about a Queen of Cups, because there was something from my past. Now, maybe Leo did or did not know whether or not they had a child with someone else. Maybe that was a suspicion. Thing is, a suspicion can be very quickly cleared up if there's honest dialogue. So let me ask this. Emperor who feels hard done by, or Emperor, do you feel like you did Leo wrong? What is this? I mean, this an Emperor in the upright is, at this point in time, they're an honorable person. I don't know what they were before, but let me ask, Emperor, tell me about the Justice card. Why is that attached to everything? Let me see in what capacity. Five of Cups, 10 of Cups. They feel somehow that they got cheated out of having their happiness. They feel like all of this is so unfair. How is it unfair in your perspective, Emperor? How is it so unfair that you have lost your Leo? We have the Hermit sideways, Virgo energy. What is the deal with the Hermit? This almost speaks of like they had a gag order put on them and they feel like that was so unfair. The Hermit is a silent journey, but that's sideways. They weren't trying to be on a silent journey, but somehow they were forced to be. Okay, hold on. They feel it's unfair that they lost the love of their life, which was Leo. The reason they feel that was so unfair is because there was a forced isolation time period. Either they were forced to stay away from Leo or they were unable to go near Leo. Explain the Hermit sideways to me. Empress and King of Swords. An Empress would normally be this loving, benevolent person. But we have an Emperor and an Empress now. This almost feels like they were forced to step up and take care of someone else's child. Like, okay, this could be a deeply complex storyline, and trust me, it doesn't make a lick of sense to me, but this Emperor is all bent out of shape that they are losing their Leo, that the Leo does not want them. Leo knew that there was something else going on. Their argument is it's so unfair that I lost Leo that I had to go into silent mode, all because if they had a previous partner that wound up with a child from someone else, but then they were like, well, I have no choice but to be there for a previous partner to raise their child. Or if this was some relationship where they were not exactly not married, but they weren't, like a separation, but still a legally binding contract. And then they went off and wanted to get with Leo. And then the Empress, the person they technically were still married to, went off and got with a King of Swords. A child somehow popped up in this. She holds a baby. We have a little child over here on the Girl of Discs as well. It feels like there was a child that they suddenly were required to be responsible for some reason, that this says it wasn't theirs. It's like they were pulled back into a relationship with an ex for a child that didn't belong to them. But somehow that was so unfair. But that would have been easy to just explain. Listen, I feel, it's a complicated situation. I am not with my ex. I haven't been in a long time, but they're in need of assistance. And because there is still a legally binding contract and they've had a child with someone else, I'm going to have to be, somehow a financial support system for this. Like the life is complicated, right? And babies shouldn't be, lacking in anything just because adults have messy lives. I don't see how there wouldn't have been a way for them to communicate this. Why, again, the Hermit sideways? Because I don't understand. It's like, if they're trying to say, well, because it wasn't my story to tell. Well, yes, it is. We have the Lovers card. It's almost like they couldn't lose face and explain this. Wait, no. Why couldn't you talk to Leo? Why did you not tell Leo the absolute raw truth of every like tiny little detail? Because right now, I'm really wondering how this character is supposed to be an Emperor in the upright when they're feeling like, oh, woe is me. This is so unfair. I wasn't able to tell my Leo what was really going on. I don't see any reason that somebody couldn't explain a scenario. And when we have the Hermit with the Lovers card, I don't understand. It's like, well, I couldn't dump all of this on Leo. I just had to suffer. And now Leo, it's way worse to not tell Leo the truth, especially if you didn't do anything wrong. What are you doing hiding anything or covering for, whatever the other complex situation is with a previous ex that you're now somehow embroiled in having to give them assistance? None of it makes any sense to me at all. So why didn't they tell Leo? 9 of Swords sideways. Okay, now we're getting to it. Oh, because they were cowardly. To put it simply, in this fictional story, and please do remember these are fictional stories about fictional characters, this character said, I'm scared to tell the Leo about this situation, about this feels unfair. This is maybe a legal situation. I'm nervous about it. I don't even want to discuss it. And I definitely am scared to tell Leo. But why then? Emperors don't usually get scared and withhold information. Emperors usually own everything and lay out what's going on, and they're much too dignified to not be fully transparent. So why the Justice card again? What was it that they thought was so, either like there was some legality here, there was something that they were very worried about? The Devil. They did this to save face. They were worried that Leo would find out that they are they're embroiled with a toxic group, or that they themselves are toxic. Then how is it that they think that they're an Emperor upright? The Chariot. It's not, it's that they want to be. Okay, so this person is like, my intention was to, I met Leo. Leo was amazing. I was going to move forward in my life, move and be with Leo. I met Leo, and finally I found the place that I belonged. I was going to be this amazing partner to Leo. It was going to be fantastic. And then everything went, sideways. And then I was so scared to tell Leo. I still don't understand, what's the Devil about? Why are they embroiled in this? Why are they embroiled in this mess at all? I don't understand that. I can see that they don't want to tell Leo because it's very messy, and they're scared to say that because they're scared of how to reflect on them. But I think saying nothing and having Leo have to assume, like, there's no way that you don't have some other family or somebody else that you're dealing with, even though you didn't outright say it, you must have something else. So I'm done with you and your intrigue and drama. And now they're feeling so upset that Leo cut them off. But they didn't ever communicate from what I can see in this story. So with that in mind, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Wands, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Why didn't they tell Leo the truth? Because they were still married and there was money involved. That's the bottom line. So they started out with Leo on a lie, on a footing of a lie, because this is still a connection. However dead the connection was, there was there was money involved. So they went ahead. This is about the toxicity. This is how they were toxic, and they didn't want to admit it. They either married somebody for money, and then they met Leo and it was real love. But guess what? They were still in a legally binding contract. Maybe they had agreed that they would get something out of a situation, and so would the other person. But then they didn't expect to meet Leo, fall in love. They thought they could either end that former contract, only to discover there's no way out. They signed it, even if it was an agreement more for business than for romance. They signed it. There's something here. It was a legally binding contract, and they don't want to admit that they married somebody for a monetary situation, and now they can't be with Leo. Okay, so how about we just look at Leo now? Because this person is boo-hooing over all the unfairness, but they did all of this. They did all of this. They are toxic. So what is the message for Leo in this? If somebody is so toxic that they did all of this, it really doesn't matter if they supposedly love Leo and had all these plans, because they made really poor choices. I don't know if they made these poor choices after they knew Leo or before they knew Leo, but the message for Leo is the Hanged Man sideways. What, my love? What? You go cool down now. You hot doggy. Go have a sip of water. Go have some more water. Go rest. Sorry, my dog has been out and about on a big, long walk, and now he wants love and attention and pets. You can have pets. Mommy's right here. Mommy loves you. The fact that we have the Hanged Man, to me, this is addressing, if Leo is trying to still figure something out, it's almost like, well, for this story, Leo already figured it out as much as it was going to be figured out. And it's kind of like, Leo, if you try to keep trying to figure it out any further, Leo made an assumption that there's got to be somebody else. There's a question mark of whether or not there is a Queen of Cups somewhere out there, somebody from your past. So I'm done with you because you've got drama and intrigue. And this kind of says, looking at it from a million different perspectives or waiting to find out more truth, when I think even though Leo doesn't know the ins and outs, they kind of hit the nail on the head in this story. Please remember, these are not about you, no matter who you are. This is fiction. and this could be applied in a lot of different ways, right? You know, as Maya Angelou says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. If this was the situation, if there's somebody that doesn't come forward with transparent conversation and explain what their boggle is because they're afraid, because they feel embarrassed that they did something that they themselves know was toxic, and they still won't come clean, and instead they want to boo-hoo that they're the brokenhearted one, I think wasting any more time trying to figure out something that a character doesn't want to just relay and be honest about is, you want more pets? Mommy pets you more. Come here, my love. He noses my elbow up so that I can pet him more when he needs more attention. The fact that we have a Four of Swords, this message says it's just time for Leo to heal. This person, yeah, I mean, Leo's the love of their life. Leo was their 10 of Cups. Leo was everything they wanted, but they made choices that made this impossible. But really, the biggest choice that made it impossible was not telling the truth, is my impression. But for Leo to heal, to move forward, we have got this incredible Chariot card. Even if Leo has been deeply wounded by this, it says Leo is going to be in the sunshine again. Leo is going to shift into a full-blown Empress energy with a King of Cups, and they are going to be very happy with someone else. This Leo has a whole life ahead of them with someone else, somebody who's loving, somebody who's passionate, somebody who's going to want to give to the Leo. But it almost says waiting for it to be this person who hasn't ever yet done the right thing or the transparent thing might just be a waste of Leo's time. Let me get one more here. Ooh, we got a couple more. Okay, so we have Magician, we have High Priestess, we have the Moon sideways, and we have the Page of Pentacles sideways. Sorry, I always want to say Magician on this one, and it's a High Priestess. You know what? I don't think this story has revealed anything that Leo didn't already know. Someone who's sad that they messed things up with Leo and still isn't coming forward to convey truth or anything like that, really they're doing nothing to fix stuff. They're just sad for themselves that they're missing out on Leo. Leo's energy says deep down they already know that there's somebody else about to come in for them and enter Leo's life, some new love, somebody, I'm going to say, that could be a Pisces, somebody who's going to be very emotionally available, somebody who wants to give to Leo, and somebody that Leo will intuitively know they can trust this person because I think this person doesn't have anything to hide. You know, they're not embroiled in a bunch of other situations. I think this is somebody with emotional clarity. Like when they give their heart, they're like all in. They don't have a second set of like, well, I love you, but I also kind of liked money, and so I committed myself to somebody else for money, and now I don't want you to know that, and so then I'm going to create this huge drama that's totally unnecessary. This feels like a very emotionally transparent person, a very loving person, and I really think deep down Leo already knows that's kind of the connection that they'd rather have, and that trying to figure out any longer or giving any more time to wonder about this person from their past who, I mean, yeah, this person from Leo's past loves Leo, but they've messed things up so tremendously. Hi, you want to come up and say hi? You do, huh? Yeah. What's your little deal, huh? You need the mama? Mama's right here. Yeah. We just came in, and he's actually still really hot. We were out on a big long walkie, but sometimes he still just needs a little bit more attention, and I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. You're my best thing. You're my very favorite one. Yeah. Can I get one more card and then we'll stop? This is going to be it for us tonight because sometimes he just needs more pets. So we're going to wrap it up tonight. All right. Final message just on their side. 3 of Swords. Look, Leo's always going to be the one that got away. Leo will be the one they perpetually cry over. And I'm sorry to leave it on such a heavy note for them, but if they really think about, there's a Dwight Yoakam song, but if you think real hard, I know you'll see just who's to blame. And it's called You're the One. The rest of the song doesn't really apply, because it's somebody who knowingly like sabotage something and, But that one component of the song, if you think real hard, I'm pretty sure they're going to see they're the ones who messed this one up with Leo. Sorry, I'm not very delicate or soft in this message, but this is a message about someone who had a lot of drama and intrigue, and at every turn chose not to be transparent and speak a truth, and they still feel like it's they aren't getting the fair shake, but really they never wanted to face things and really explain their situation. So of course Leo's done with them. Leo doesn't even know the full story, but the full story is not very different from what Leo assumes. Leo got the nuts and bolts of it. If you're not with me 100%, then it's because you're with somebody else. Whatever your situation is, you didn't explain it to me. So all I know is that I'm done with somebody who has somebody else and won't tell me the truth. They didn't have to play their cards this way, but that's what they did with Leo. So that's why it's over in Leo's eyes right now. And why Leo is calling in somebody emotionally clear, who can be responsive and who can give love. And I think Leo knows that is what's up next. Okay, I must go so that I can pet my dog. All right, bye guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. See you again soon. Bye.